I'm pretty used to, in my line of work, people being honest with me, okay? If you don't have water, you tell me you want water. If your toilet doesn't flush, people call up and say they want the toilet to flush. If the well doesn't work, they want their well to work. People generally don't lie to me, but we do a lot of these things called real estate inspections, and that means that we deal with realtors. And contrary to what some people may think, realtors are actually incredibly honest people. And I have, on very few occasions, had a situation in which a realtor lied to me while I was doing work on their property or their transaction or whatever, okay? And also, I am also a real estate agent and a realtor, which means there's even more consequences if they lie to me. So not every day I get lied to, but yeah, pretty sure I've been lied to. We went out to do a job and we could not finish it because we had to get somebody with an electrical license to come in and do some work on it. So it got delayed by a day. Luckily, this was on the 2nd of the month. And our client, which is the homeowner, told us that we could do this job anytime before the 6th of the month. So coming back on the 3rd, not a big deal. But the realtor, the real estate listing agent for that house, she was very, very, very upset that it didn't get done. Now, here's the thing about realtors. Usually, the bigger, the badder, the more awesome that they are, the more hundreds of transactions that they do, they take these kind of things in stride. They don't really get upset about stuff like that. It is generally the newbies or the ones that really don't have any transactions under their belt that just fly off the handle about something running over by a day. So we get a phone call from this real estate agent. We'll call her Sugar Forest, okay? And she left a message with the office that she was super upset that the repair wasn't done. She didn't ask anything about why it wasn't done. She's just really upset that the repair wasn't done. So she's being all kinds of aggressive with the office and making all kinds of demands like, we will be responsible for all reinspection fees. Hold up, honey. That's not how that works. Whatever. In any event, I get a message to call her back. Now, being that I'm also a realtor and being that I'm the business owner and being that I have an amazing office and support staff, we have built a database. And in that database, at the tip of my fingers, I can pull up exactly who this realtor is. I can see how long she's been licensed as a real estate agent. I can see how many houses she has listed for sale, how many transactions she's closed, the total gross volume of what she's sold. I could pretty much tell you anything relevant about that real estate agent right off the top of this database that I have that is accessible for any phone call that I make. Let me put this in other words. I'm not getting on a phone call with a fellow real estate agent until I understand exactly who that agent is and what they mean in the market. So whenever I looked this real estate agent up, it was very strange. She was licensed in 2022. She only has one listing for sale. And in the past 18 months, she's only closed 12 properties, okay? So she's a pretty good real estate agent, but she's by no means a heavy hitter. She's only had one transaction over $1 million. Most of her houses are between the $200,000 and $400,000 price range, and I have never heard of her. Sugar Forest? Who's that? It's very weird because usually we know most of the real estate agents because there's only so many laboratory septic companies and well companies, okay? So I get on the phone with her and she is immediately taking charge of the conversation, doesn't want to let me speak, and it's going to tell me what I'm going to do, which is really weird because last time I checked, I'm in charge of me, but whatever. So one of the things that she mentions is that she's closed over 500 transactions. And that immediately just sent off red flags because I have a multiple listing service of which she's a member that says she hasn't even been close to 500 transactions. Her firm might have closed 500 transactions, but not her. But listen, I'm not here to create problems. I'm here for solutions. So I keep my mouth shut and I continue to let her talk. Generally, people that are like this, they will just continue to hang themselves, okay? So I let her know that, listen, we were waiting on electrical to be done. Electrical is now done. we've got a technician en route to this job. I will also be en route to personally make sure that it's done to keep your real estate transaction on track. And then I inquire who's on the other side of the transaction, and I find out that she is on both sides of the transaction. She is representing the buyer and the seller. Now, in this real estate agent's humble opinion, that is a slight conflict of interest, but under North Carolina law, for now, it is allowed, and I will do everything I can to support her in her transaction. I just think it's unethical. In any event, and I think it's unethical because how can you represent the best interest of the buyer and the seller at the same time? How can you do that? You can't. You cannot work for two masters at the same time. Well, whatever, okay? So I go out there, I'm getting the job done. She shows up, and again, I'm not trying to pick an argument, but I am just digging for facts, right? Like, hey, how much are you going to lie about yourself? How much are you going to exaggerate? So I asked her, I said, oh, how long have you been licensed as a real estate agent? She says 5 years. That's strange. That's strange because the state says you were licensed in 2022. 2022 subtracted from 2025, that's this many. That's this many fingers, not this many, okay? My 5-year-old knows the difference. This many versus this many, okay? So, in any event, I don't pick the argument, right? I just let it go. And I think to myself, maybe she was licensed someplace else. Nah, she's from New Jersey. She worked oil and gas up there. And I'm like, oh, so you don't have any real estate experience anywhere else, just North Carolina? Yeah, just North Carolina. Okay. So you lied about how long you've been licensed. You lied about how many transactions you've been on. What else are you going to lie about? Now, here's the thing with her and her demands, right? One of the things that comes out of her mouth is, you're going to do this, i.e. cover the cost of the reinspection, or she's going to go and tell all of her friends not to use us. Now listen, I'm not some guy espousing shit on the internet. I don't pretend to be a lawyer, and I'm not out here quoting Black's Law Dictionary or anything like that. But to me personally, that feels like extortion. You're in a position of power. You're a real estate agent. You have a high degree of influence, and you're telling me that I'm going to take care of this monetary thing, or else you're going to take steps to hurt my business. It just feels like extortion. Some states, like Florida, I believe, have taken steps to make that kind of threat illegal and prosecutable. But again, I'm just here for solutions, baby. I'm not trying to pick a fight. I mean, you lying to me, but I'm not trying to pick a fight. And I let her know, I'm like, listen, everything you need done on this reinspection, I'm licensed to do. You don't need to pay a home inspector who has a general license. I have this specific license. I can go through, take care of everything. She's like, you can look at a dishwasher? Boy, can I ever look at a dishwasher. I look at a dishwasher 6 different ways. I test it, touch it, run it, everything about that dishwasher. So she agrees to it, okay? And we do the thing. We get the job all done. Here's the thing, though. North Carolina has the North Carolina Real Estate Commission, and they have the North Carolina Association of Realtors. And one of those organizations, they have come out and said in a little bulletin or a little flyer that making those kind of threats, that realtors aren't supposed to do that. That's a no-no, right? And I don't know if it's a realtor code of ethics thing or if it is a North Carolina administrative code thing under being a North Carolina licensed real estate agent. My memory's just fuzzy on that one. I don't know which one it is. Maybe it's both. But I don't know whether or not I should push this issue. And the reason being is because if she's doing that to me, then that means she's doing it to other people as well. It means that other contractors are being threatened like that. It means that that's her regular modus operandi. Exaggerate her status in the industry, exaggerate her experience, by the way, we know that exaggerate is like synonymous with lie, right? Okay. So, and then use that built up, sense of power to extort or to pressure fellow contractors to do things. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just experiencing the world one definition at a time, right? In any event, I don't know whether I should just let this go. I mean, we fixed her up. We got everything done, right? Her client's happy. Bear in mind, we don't even work for her. We work for her client. She's not even in the transaction between us and her client, but whatever. But I don't know if I should just let this go and just carry on my way, or if I should like raise a fuss about this, And, but what I do know is peer pressure is a real thing, and I read my comments when y'all post things. So I would like to ask you guys, should I pursue this sketchy behavior from this newly minted real estate agent? Or should I just water off a duck's back, water under a bridge, let it go, live and learn, live to fight another day? Should I let it go, or should I kind of make a fuss out of it? Honestly, I don't know. I'm conflicted. Y'all help me out in the comments. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I love y'all. Bye-bye.